and Carthage Redmond changing venues today. A single game here at Augie Schmidt Field, the true rubber game of this series. Each team splitting a doubleheader yesterday in Elmhurst. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Carthage Redmond Baseball. I'm John Weiser, voice of Redmond Athletics. Glad you could be along here this afternoon. It's going to be another chilly day here at Augie Schmidt Field, but there will be baseball this afternoon, and as I mentioned, the true rubber game of this three-game series. These two teams locked horns yesterday down in Butterfield Park in Elmhurst and split a doubleheader. Game one going to the Redmond in fine fashion. Matt Willett picking up his second win of the season and a second gem in as many outings. Willett went 9 innings yesterday, allowed just 6 hits and no earned runs. Struck out 6 and going the distance for the victory in game one over Alex Killian as the Redmond won that ball game by a score of 9-0. But in game two, Elmhurst came back, and it was Jacob Delabio struggling for the second consecutive game. Delabio unable to get out of the out of the fifth inning, going 4 innings, giving up 4 earned runs while walking 4 and taking the loss in the nightcap in that contest as the Redmond fell by a score of 6-3 in game two. So this is a big ball game here, as yesterday's schedule, everyone split their doubleheaders, so that's why you have the narrow margin there in the standings. Wheaton, North Central, Augustana, and North Park all at 2-1. Elmhurst at 1-1. Carthage, Illinois Wesleyan, and Milliken at 1-2, and Carroll at 0-1. A very light schedule this afternoon as well, as it will be North Park at Augustana down in Moline this afternoon. Illinois Wesleyan and North Central split a doubleheader yesterday. They'll have a single game today in Bloomington. Carroll playing a non-conference game later this afternoon. They will host UW Superior. So this will be a big ball game here for the Redmond, and big momentum builder here for the Redmond going forward, as they've got a doubleheader this week down at Wheaton, and then they'll be back home next weekend for a 3-game tilt with Milliken. So a very big ball game here this afternoon. Pasquale Ateo will take the mound for the Redmond. He'll be opposed by Jay Palmer from the Blue Jays. Let's give you the Elmhurst Blue Jays batting order for this afternoon. It'll be Drew Raspolich at shortstop leading off. Trey Compton will play second base and bat second. Jacob McMillan will play center field and hit third. The cleanup hitter for the Blue Jays this afternoon will be the designated hitter, Jordan Scrimshire. In right field and hitting fifth today will be Tyler Kledzik. At third base and batting sixth will be Chad Tucker. Hitting seventh and playing first base will be Carson Thomas. Batting eighth, the left fielder Kyle Cohn. And batting ninth and doing the catching this afternoon will be Kevin Jolie. Jay Palmer will be on the hill for the Blue Jays this afternoon, as Palmer 0-1 on the season. Palmer, his last start was against Franklin back on March 23rd. And we'll talk more about him later on. Defensively for the Blue Jays, Cohn in left, McMillan in center, Kledzik in right. Tucker, Raspolich, Compton, and Thomas your infield. The battery of Palmer and Jolie today for the Blue Jays. Redmond in the home whites today, and they will lead off with Colton Klein center field. Ryan Kramer will bat second and play second base. Cody Phelps at third and will hit third. The hottest hitter in the Redmond lineup today will be Vince Schwartz. Schwartz, the cleanup hitter, playing first base. Miles Farley will bat fifth and play shortstop. Ben Levicki will play right field and hit sixth. In seventh spot will be the left fielder Luke Beckman. Johnny Belskis will be the designated hitter and will bat eighth. And Ricky Bergstrom will bat ninth and catch this afternoon for the Redmond. On the hill for the Redmond will be left-hander Pasquale Ateo, as he'll be making a start here today. Had a nice outing a couple of days ago here in the doubleheader against Defiance College. We'll talk more about that one following our national anthem here this afternoon from Augie Schmidt Field. Joe Stevens, Gonzalo Gonzalez, and Jordan
the NCAA.
Chilly afternoon here at Augie Schmidt Field. Game time temperature right around 33 degrees. We expect that to get into the near 40 by the end of our ball game here today, and a gusty northwest wind blowing straight in from center field, at times gusting to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to be a windy and chilly afternoon here at Augie Schmidt Field, but the sun is out. We got some broken clouds and some sunshine, but it is still rather chilly here by the lake. Here we talk about the Redmen and big ball game here as they've got their schedule coming up. As I mentioned, a doubleheader Tuesday down at Wheaton, and then 3 more against Milliken next weekend. A doubleheader here Saturday, followed by a single game on Sunday. So this is a big week here for the Redmen to try and climb back into the standings here and get near the top of the standings. On the hill this afternoon to start the ball game for the Redmen is Pasquale Ateo. Ateo, his last outing was 2/3 of an inning at North Park, where he gave up one hit and hit a batter in that 14-11 loss to the Vikings on Wednesday afternoon. Pasquale, a left-hander, transfer out of Harper College. After 2 seasons there, a 2-time academic all-conference selection, 6'4", 190 pounds. He's a junior out of Mount Prospect, Illinois. Went 7 innings against Bethany Lutheran. Gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned in the victory over Bethany Lutheran. That was down at the
shortstop, number 7, Drew
Arizona trip. He will get things started here this afternoon for the Redmen. This will be Drew Raspolich, the shortstop, getting things started for the Blue Jays. And the first offering by Ateo swung on and driven into left field for a base hit. So Raspolich starting the ball game off with a single for the Blue Jays. 3rd hit in this series for Raspolich. So runner on, nobody out. Trey Compton, the second baseman, stepping in. Raspolich, the hottest hitter on this team now, upping his average above .540 on the season with that single. Compton takes for ball. Compton, a .269 hitter. No home runs, 2 runs, make that 7 runs driven in. Check of the runner at first, the pitch by Ateo missing outside, falling behind 2-0. Compton 1 for 4 in game 2 of that doubleheader with a pair of RBIs. Takes for ball 3. Ateo following behind here, 3-0. Taking all the way for strike 1. Took something off to get that one over, did Ateo. 3-1 the count to Trey Compton. Raspolich back on the toss over. 3 for 5 in the stolen base category this season. Tap foul. Hale back now, 3-2 to the hitter Compton. Jacob McMillan, the center fielder, will be next. And Elmhurst got to Jacob DeLabio early in that contest yesterday in game 2. There goes the runner. Swung on, hit and run into right field, executed perfectly. Raspolich rounding second, will head into third, so runners at the corners with nobody out for the Blue Jays to start this ball game. Simply a hit and run as Raspolich took off on the pitch, and nice job by Compton to hit behind the runner and drove that one into right center field for the single. So Blue Jays with something going here early, and McMillan, the center fielder, stepping in. 229 hitter. No home runs, 4 driven in for McMillan. Mateo will work from the stretch with the runner at third. The pitch nicely blocked that time by Bergstrom. 1-0 the count. Infield back looking for the double play here early. It's going to take more than a run to beat the Redmen the way they've hit the ball this season. Tap foul at the plate. Plate umpire this afternoon is Gary Kalkopf. Michael Goetsch working the bases this afternoon. 1-1 the count to McMillan. Takes high for a ball. McMillan yesterday in game 2, 0 for 3. But he drew a pair of walks and scored a run. Two-one offering, missing outside, 3-1. Ateo has fallen behind all 3 hitters here. The pitch to right field, coming on the run, Levicki, and it's going to drop foul. 3-2 the count. We'll watch the runner at first. That is Compton. Raspolich over at third. 3-2 count here. Nobody out. Top half of the first inning. Runner holding. The pitch driven into center field. That will get down and will split the gap. A run in. Raspolich will score. Compton on his way to third, and into second with a sliding double is Jacob McMillan. It is 1-0 Elmhurst on the RBI double by McMillan.
The DH for the Blue Jays, number 11.
Ateo struggling here in this first inning. Got that pitch up, gave something for McMillan to drive into left center field. Still nobody out, a run in. Runners at second and third for Jordan Scrimshire, the designated hitter. Again, Ateo working from the stretch, missing low for ball 1. Scrimshire, a 250 hitter. No home runs, 10 driven in. Right up the middle, over second base. That'll score at least 1. Compton in, rounding third. McMillan will hold as the throw quickly in by Klein. It'll go as an RBI single for Jordan Scrimshire. 2-0 Elmhurst.
The right fielder, number 2, Tyler Hudson.
So Scrimshire, with his 11th run driven in, tied for the team lead. 2 in for the Blue Jays here. Still nobody out. Runners at the corners. Schwartz will hold the runner on at first. The pitch by Ateo in the dirt block by Bergstrom. Ball 1. Kledzik, Tyler Kledzik, 306 hitter. 1 home run, 11 RBIs this season for Kledzik. Taps that one foul to the coach's box at first. Count even now at a ball and a strike. Ateo did give up 3 runs in 2 innings in the loss to Defiance College last Saturday in the doubleheader. First game of that doubleheader, a ground ball to first, foul. Ateo ahead now, 1-2. Consistent pitching, that's been the goal here for the Redmen early in conference play. They have not gotten that yet. Willett may be the best pitcher right now for the Redmen. Lockdown pitcher Augie's been looking for. The 1-2 offering. Pop foul and back That will drift out of play. Bergstrom gave it a good look. Chasing it all the way to the screen, but it makes its way beyond the grandstand behind home plate. 1-2 the count. North Central at Illinois Wesleyan, that game just underway. North Park at Augustana. That game also underway. Mateo into the stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Popped him up. Right side. Levicki, late run on it, and it's going to be the second baseman, Kramer, up with it. Not sure if Levicki saw it right away. Kramer able to chase it down into short right field for the out. One gone here in this first inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Chad Tucker. Tucker, a .316 hitter. 2 home runs, 4 driven in. Tail with a curveball in and over for strike 1. Good hook there. Infield back looking for the double play here. Outfield straightaway and shallow. Pitch by a tail, shot the knees and missed. 1-1. Tail can get out of here without further damage. Redmond leading the conference in hitting, took something off of that one, and he's ahead 1-2. Pulled a string on Tucker that time. So Tucker in the hole now, 1-2. Check the runner at first. That's Scrimshire. Not going. The pitch popped up. Farley drifting back at shortstop into short left field will make the catch. 2 gone, and the runners will hold. Not deep enough to score the run on that fly ball, as Miles Farley able to flag it down in short left field. 2 men out, and Carson Thomas due up, the first baseman. .216 hitter. No home runs and 3 driven in for Thomas. Schwartz holding the runner on at first. Pitch in under the hands for strike 1. Teo trying to get out of it without further damage here. 2 across for the Blue Jays in the top half of the first. Fouled at the plate, and Teo now quickly in front, 0-2. The 0-2 delivery, driven down the right field line and foul into the Redmond bullpen. Got that fastball up, and Thomas was ready for it. Millen over at third, Scrimshire at first. Slide step, and that one's fouled down the right field side. Do it again. Outfield shading Thomas. Center fielder Klein way over into right center field. Again, the 0-2 pitch. Blocked in the dirt nicely by Bergstrom. 1-2 the count, preventing the runners from advancing. Scrimshire off at first, McMillan off at third. The pitch blooped into left center field, and that's going to get down for a base hit. McMillan will come in. Stopping at second is Scrimshire. An RBI single for Carson Thomas makes it a 3-0 ball game. With 2 out here in the top half of the first inning. Just got under it. Inside out of that pitch. Dumped it into left center field. Not much that Cody Phelps could do on that one. with that wind out of the northwest that was blowing it away from Beckman, the left fielder. Kyle Cohn, the 8th hitter to bat here in this first inning for the Blue Jays, the left fielder, 1-0 count. Took something off, evens the count now at 1-1. Cohn making his 5th start this young season. He's only been in 8 ball games, .250 hitter. Couple of RBIs, wave and a miss, and now Ateo ahead 1-2. Scrimshire on at second with an RBI single. Carson Thomas at first, also with an RBI single. 3 in for the Blue Jays. Ateo will check Scrimshire at second. The 1-2 pitch, blocked nicely by Bergstrom again. Kept that one from getting to the backstop, preventing the runners from advancing. 2-2 to Kyle Cohn. Curveball fouled straight back. 2-2. Scrimshire with the lead at second. Carson Thomas off at first. The check of the runner at second. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and the inning is over. But the damage done here for the Blue Jays early. They get 3 runs.
After 1/2 inning,
5 hits,
play, the Blue Jays,
no errors, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's 3-0. Elmhurst on top of the Carthage Redmen.
Redmond due up next.
Once again, the batting order for the Carthage Redmen this afternoon. It'll be Colton Klein leading off and playing center field. Ryan Kramer will bat second and play second base. Cody Phelps will hit third and play third base. The cleanup hitter this afternoon will be Vince Schwartz, the first baseman. Miles Farley, the shortstop, will hit fifth. Ben Levicki, the right fielder, will bat sixth. Luke Beckman will be playing left field and will be batting seventh. Johnny Belskis will be the designated hitter today and hit eighth. And Ricky Bergstrom will catch and bat ninth. On the hill this afternoon for the Blue Jays is Jay Palmer. 4 appearances, 2 starts on the year, an 0-1 record, 6.00 earned run average, 12 innings pitched. He's given up 9 walks, 15 strikeouts. He's a 6-foot, 230-pound freshman out of Bloomingdale. His last outing coming against UW Whitewater on the 26th. Pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit. That was a double. Had 3 strikeouts. The Elmhurst a 6-5 victory over the Warhawks. There defensively for the Blue Jays, Cohn left, McMillan in center, Kludzik in right. Tucker at third, Raspolich at shortstop, Compton at second, and Thomas is your first baseman. Kevin Jolie behind the plate, and Jay Palmer on the mound for the Blue Jays. Colton Klein set to lead things off for the Redmen.
Leading up for the Redmen, Colton Klein.
Klein batting .521 on the season. 2 home runs, 19 driven in, 2 for 10 in this series. And the freshman Palmer kicks and delivers a sharp foul down the left field side. 0-1 the count to Klein. Game 1 of that doubleheader yesterday, Klein was 2 for 5. Drove in 2 runs and scored a pair. Palmer's pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Kind of a he go, we go for Colton Klein this season. He gets on base, usually gets this Redmond offense started. Flares that one into left. Coming on is Cone, the left fielder, one gone here in the bottom half of the first inning. Brings up the second baseman, Ryan Kramer.
Second baseman, number 16, Ryan Kramer.
Kramer, a .352 hitter. Looking for his first home run of the season. 7 driven in for Kramer. Good day yesterday in game 1 of that doubleheader. It's Palmer's pitch, curveball on the outside corner for strike 1. Kramer 3 for 5 in game 1. Included a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. At 9-0 victory over the Blue Jays. Fouled straight back, and Palmer's ahead now 0-2. Redmond down 3-0. We're in the bottom half of the first inning if you're just joining us. From a sunny but cold Augie Schmidt Field. Palmer going without sleeves today, kind of messing with the minds of the Redmen here. The 0-2 pitch. Stayed alive, just got a piece of it. Fought off a pretty good curveball by Palmer. The 0-2 pitch. Tap foul down the third base side again. Spoiled a pretty good pitch by Palmer. Cody Phelps, the third baseman, on deck. Wasted one high, 1-2. Kramer wearing that shin guard on his lead foot, that left foot. 1-2 pitch, hit him in the back. Got him, drilled him in the back.
Two up for the Redmen.
So that puts a runner on with 1 out for the Redmen. Palmer, that is his third hit batter of the season. Brings up Phelps, .328 hitter. 10 driven in. Kramer takes his lead and a sharp foul over the right field bullpen. 0-1 the count to Cody Phelps. Two for 9 in this series so far, and taps that one foul. LeKay with the error in the coach's box at third. 0-2 the count to Phelps. Couple of hits. Run driven in, scored a run. Takes a pretty good pitch, missing inside, 1-2. Keep an eye on Kramer here. Kramer 4 for 5 in the stolen base department, not going. Pitch taken high, evens the count now at 2-2. And the center fielder, McMillan, shading Phelps over to right center. Big gap between left field and center field. Phelps can connect here. Fouls that one straight back. Look at Kramer at first. The pitch, curveball missing outside, 3-2. Phelps, a junior out of O'Fallon, Missouri. Greater St. Louis area. 3-2. Kramer going. The pitch popped up. Middle of the diamond. Second baseman, Compton, lost it, now finds it, will make the play as that wind drifts it back toward right center field. Kramer able to get back to first. 2 out here in the first inning.
Number 20, Vince Schwartz.
Brings up Vince Schwartz. 507 hitter. Team's leading RBI man with 30 on the season. Also leading home run hitter on this team with 4. Schwartz had a pair last weekend. Game 2 of that doubleheader against Defiance and a win. Now a snap throw down to first, and Kramer able to get back safely. 1-0 the count to Schwartz. 4 for 9 in the doubleheader yesterday. Runs scored and 2 driven in. On the fist, pops it up, drifts out of play over the Redmond dugout. Count even now at a ball and a strike. Blue Jays with 3 runs in the top half of this first inning and lead at 3-0. Kramer on base, was hit by a pitch. Takes his lead over at first, not going. The pitch had to stay back on a breaking ball and pulled it foul. 1-2 the count to Schwartz. Miles Farley on deck. Jay Palmer, the freshman, on the hill for the Blue Jays. Will work from the stretch. Kramer not going. Pitch, fastball high, 2-2. Out of Bloomingdale, Illinois. Popped him up. Slicing over to the right side, it's the right fielder. Kledzik will make the play to retire the side. For the Redmen in the first inning, no runs on no hits. There was a hit batter and 1 man left. We've played 1 here in Kenosha. Elmhurst 3, Carthage College nothing.
Carthage College 0.
Other games in the CCIW this afternoon. Top half of the second inning down in Bloomington. Illinois Wesleyan with an early 3-0 lead over North Central. Those 2 teams split a doubleheader yesterday. 3 unearned runs in the bottom of the first inning for the Titans. They lead at 3-0. And over in Moline today, North Park with an early 1-0 lead on Augustana. That game in the bottom half of inning number 2. Later on this afternoon, Carroll University will host UW Superior.
The Blue Jays, the catcher, number 26, Kevin Jolie.
Be the number 9 hitter for the Blue Jays here in inning number 2. It'll be Kevin Jolie, the catcher, to lead things off. Then the top of the order, Respolich, and then Compton. 3 runs on 5 hits in that first inning for the Blue Jays. See if a tail can settle down here. First pitch in there for strike 1. Jolie making his 6th start That pitch didn't miss by much, 1-1. 154 hitter with 3 driven in. Took something off, and he's ahead 1-2. Jolie out of Lake Zurich High School takes that one into the dirt, 2-2. Junior from Deer Park, Illinois. Mateo's 2-2 pitch, just enough to stay alive. And with the way this conference season plays out, every game a big game for teams in the top half of this league, as that's driven to center. Klein tracking it down to his right will make the play. 1 gone. Top of the order, and Raspolich, the shortstop, singled and scored a run in the first inning. He hit the first pitch he saw into left center field. Raspolich, a freshman out of Plainfield, takes a breaking ball outside, ball 1. Team's leading hitter coming into the game today at .536 on the season, freshman. Fouls that one into the netting, 1-1 the count. Joel Southern, the head baseball coach for the Blue Jays. It's grounded to Farley at short. Up with it, the quick throw into the dirt will get past Schwartz. And Raspolich reaches for the second time today. See how we score this one here. It'll be an E6.
Up for the Blue Jays, the center fielder. Up for the Blue Jays, the second baseman, number 12, Trey Compton.
Brings up Compton with a runner on and 1 out here in the top half of the second inning. Not going. Breaking ball caught the corner for strike 1. And Raspolich on the year, 3 for 5 in the stolen base category. Pretty healthy lead there at first. Not going. The pitch grounded sharply to third. Over to second for 1. The relay in time for a round the horn double play. Phelps to Kramer to Schwartz to end the inning. No runs on no hits. 1 error and nobody left.
No runs, no hits.
And to the bottom half of the second inning, Carthage trailing by a score of 3-0.
1 1/2 inning. The Blue Jays still 3. Redmond 0. Leading off the bottom of the second for the Redmen, the first baseman. The shortstop, number 10, Miles Fairley.
Miles Farley, the shortstop, to lead things off here for the Redmen in the second inning. Farley playing his 92nd game as a Redman today. Takes a curveball for a strike. Farley, 385 hitter this season. 3 home runs and 20 knocked in on the season for Farley. Out of Downers Grove, Illinois. On the corner for strike 2. Good job by the catcher, Jolie, to frame that one. Farley in the hole, 0-2. Started all 43 games for the Redmen a season ago, did Farley. Palmer's pitch. One hopper to the second baseman, Compton. One gone. Brings up Levicki, the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 4, Ben Levicki.
267 hitter. Searching for his first home run of the year. He has 10 driven in. Palmer. Fastball past Levicki there. 0-1 the count. He's been ahead of every hitter thus far, including Kramer when he got hit in the back. Levicki in the hole now, 0-2. Checks his swing, missing high, 1-2. Good pitch. Well, check him, did not go. Levicki in game 1 of the doubleheader, 1 for 3. Takes that one into the dirt. It's 2 for 7 in this series. Strike 3 called. Fooled him. First strikeout of the game for Palmer. Brings up Luke Beckman, the left fielder. 2 gone here in the bottom half of the second inning. Beckman 350 on the year. 1 home run, 14 driven in. Starts him off with a curveball for strike 1. Palmer, impressive here. First 2 innings, getting ahead of the Carthage hitters. Breaking ball misses outside. 1-1 the count. Beckman pinch hit in game 2 of the doubleheader yesterday, getting a single. Is behind now, 1-2. It was 0 for 4 in game 1, the victory by the Redmen, with a run scored. Curveball inside, 2-2 now to Beckman. Palmer working quickly here. Does not waste any time. Strikes him out. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Palmer, 2 strikeouts on the day. No runs on no hits. Nobody left. We head to inning number 3 in Kenosha. Elmhurst 3 and the Carthage College Redmen nothing.
off the third inning for the Blue Jays, the center fielder, number 19, Jacob McMillan.
Middle of the order due up here for the Blue Jays in inning number 3. McMillan, Scrimshire, and Kledzik, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Mateo starts him off with a ball. 1-0 the count. McMillan, first team all-conference last year. Led the team, second on the team I should say, with a 340 batting average. Wave and a miss. Evens the count now at a ball and a strike. McMillan with a RBI double in the first inning. Hale missing inside, 2-1. Really the storyline here today for both teams. Teo has fallen behind. That one's tapped down the third base line, and Phelps will let that one roll foul. 2-2 the count now. Teo behind in the count most of the day so far, while Palmer, the freshman pitcher for the Blue Jays, ahead in the count on the Redmond hitters so far. McMillan with a double today and an RBI. Had 50 hits last season for the Blue Jays. Drives that one into center. Klein drifting back will make the play. One gone to start the third. Brings up the designated hitter, Jordan Scrimshire.
Number 11, Jordan Scrimshire.
Scrimshire with an RBI single in the first inning. Now has 5 runs driven in on the season. Sharply to third, that'll get past the diving Phelps into left field for at least a single. Scrimshire rounding first, big turn, will hold there on a single down the third base line. He's 2 for 2 today.
Up for the Blue Jays, the right fielder, number 2, Tyler Kledzik.
Brings up Tyler Kledzik, the right fielder. Popped out to the second baseman Kramer back in the first inning. They'll hold the runner on. Takes at the knees for a strike. Scrimshire 1 for 1 stolen base category this year. Takes his lead at first. The look by Ateo and the pitch in the dirt. Another good stop by Bergstrom. 1-1 the count. Scrimshire going. The pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. Had a pretty good jump that time. Went on the first movement. Ateo had looked over there and delivered the ball, and Scrimshire was off. Hale likes to work from that third base side of the rubber. Glance at first, going to throw over, and Scrimshire back safely. Another chilly day here in Kenosha. Temperatures in the mid-30s. Start our ball game today. Again, just got a piece of it into the Redmond dugout. Count 1-2 to Kledzik. Scrimshire on at first with a single. 1 out. We're in the top half of the third inning. Scrimshire not going. The pitch lined foul beyond the Redmond bullpen in right field. Smashed into right. Levicki back, turning. Short of the track will make the catch. 2 men gone. That wind playing tricks with that Kledzik drive to right field, and had Levicki turned a couple of different ways before he finally hauled that one in. 2 out and a runner at first for Chad Tucker. Tucker popped out to short left to the shortstop Miles Farley in the first inning. Throw over. Scrimshire not that far off the bag. Tucker, a junior from Lincoln Way Central. Breaking ball taken high for ball 1. Tucker did not play much last year, only got into 8 ball games. Ooh, that was a good pitch. Didn't get the call there. 2-0 the count. Must have been low. Looked like it had the plate. Had 1 hit a season ago. Swings through that one. Had the green light on 2-0 and missed it. Gets the start today at third base for the Blue Jays. Again, not able to connect on that off-speed pitch, and it's 2-2 now with 2 gone. We're in the top half of the 3rd inning. Scrimshire on at first with a single. Going on the pitch, grounded to the shortstop Farley. He'll come up with it. Long throw over, and the Redmen get out of the inning. No runs on 1 hit. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom half of inning number 3. It remains the Blue Jays 3 and the Redmen nothing.
1 runner left on base for the Blue Jays. After the top half of the 3rd, the score remains the same. Blue Jays 3, Redmen 0.
Bottom of the order due up here for the Redmen in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It'll be the number 8 hitter Johnny Belskis, followed by Ricky Bergstrom, the catcher, and then Colton Klein. Top of the order for the Redmen. Redmen trail here by a score of 3-0.
Johnny Belskis.
Belskis, a .268 hitter. No home runs, 10 driven in for Belskis. Palmer, the freshman, pitching. Grounded sharply to the second baseman, Compton. 1 gone. Brings up the catcher, Ricky Bergstrom.
Coming to the plate, the catcher, number 18, Ricky Bergstrom.
Bergstrom, .342. No home runs, 8 driven in for Bergstrom this year. Heading the count now 1-0. Started game 1, caught at Willett. 9-inning gem of game 1. Popped him up center field. McMillan, 2 gone. Top of the order we go, and Colton Klein. Klein 0 for 1 today.
9, Colton Sunshine Klein.
Klein flew out to left back in the first inning. Had a heck of a trip at Arizona. hitting over 600 down in Tucson. A 10-day trip. Behind in the count, 0-1. Freshman Palmer deals, ahead now 0-2. Jay Palmer, 0-1 record coming in with a 6-run earned run average. He's looked sharp here today. Tap foul. Remains 0-2 to Klein. Palmer's pitch into the dirt, 1-2. Klein leading the team in hits with 37 coming into the game today. 11 of those hits for extra bases, including a pair of home runs. That one caught a piece of the umpire. Day like today, that's going to leave a mark. Gary Kalkoff, our home plate umpire today. Two and two the count to Klein. Tried to lay off a breaking ball, but fouled it away. Klein, a sophomore out of McHenry. Just missed. Like a pretty good pitch by Palmer there. It missed the corner. 3-2 now to Colton Klein. High for ball 4. First walk given up by Palmer today. Second base runner for the Redmen this afternoon.
The second baseman, number 16, Ryan Kramer.
Brings up Kramer, the second baseman. He reached after getting hit by a pitch in the first inning and was stranded. So walk and a hit batter with a pair of strikeouts so far for Palmer this afternoon. Pitching from the stretch, missing low. Klein 3 for 3 in steals this year. Pretty good lead at first, not going. Pitch grounded sharply to third. Be a tough play. Tucker across, got him by a step to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, one man left. We've played 3 here in Kenosha. It's Elmhurst 3, Carthage nothing.
After the third inning, the score remains the same. Blue Jays 3, Redmen 0.
Take a look at the action around the CCIW today. Kind of a light afternoon. Illinois Wesleyan now in the third inning, leading North Central 6-0. 4 in the first, 2 more in the second for the Titans, and they lead it 6-0, bottom half of inning number 3 down in Bloomington. North Park and Augustana meeting up in Moline today, and they've reached the third inning. Augustana plating 6 in the bottom half of the second. They lead the Chicago Vikings by a score of 7-3. And those two teams split a doubleheader yesterday. Kind of a quirky schedule yesterday. Everybody who was in a doubleheader split. Take a look at scores from yesterday. Illinois Wesleyan winning game 1 over North Central 5-2. Lost the nightcap 16-9. Wheaton and Milliken split yesterday. As Ateo's first pitch, missing for a ball. Carson Thomas Run scoring single back in the first inning. Count even now at a ball and a strike. Wheaton and Milliken splitting yesterday. Wheaton winning game 1, 9-3, losing the nightcap 4-0. Those two teams idle today. They'll play a single game tomorrow. Pitch in and over for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Thomas. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up here in the fourth inning for the Blue Jays. 3 runs on 6 hits for Elmhurst today. Redmond, no runs on no hits through 3. Squaliateo making the start today. The left-hander delivers, sharply hit past Schwartz into right field for a base hit. Leadoff man on for the Blue Jays here in the fourth inning. Second hit of the day for Carson Thomas.
The Blue Jays, the left fielder, number 31, Kyle Cone.
Brings up Kyle Cone, the left fielder. Struck out to end the first inning. 0 for 1 today. Missed outside, ball 1. Augustana winning game 1 yesterday over North Park, 14-1. North Park coming back to take game 2, 4-3. Jumbled standings at the top of the CCIW standings. Wheaton, North Central, Augustana, and North Park all at 2-1. Weak swing, and he's behind 1-2. And you have Elmhurst sitting there at 1-1. Carthage and Wesleyan and Milliken at 1-2. Carroll at 0-1. Throw over. Thomas in safely. Not going. Pitch called, strike 3 at the letters. Second strikeout by Ateo today. 1 gone here in the fourth inning.
The catcher, number 26, Kevin Jolie.
Catcher Kevin Jolie at the plate, 0 for 1. Flew out to Colton Klein, the center fielder, back in the second inning. Bounced in, another nice stop by Bergstrom. Thomas with a leadoff single at first base. Takes his lead. Not going. Now delayed steal. That pitch is grounded foul through the coach's box at third. Late break that time by Thomas. Not sure if he picked up the sign late or if that was a design delayed steal. Jolie protecting the runner. Swung at that pitch. Fouled it off. 1-1 the count. Not going here, and that pitch just missed outside. 2-1. Runner not going. Ateo's pitch driven into center field. Klein, shallow center, will make the play. 2 gone. Second time today, Jolie has flied out to the center fielder Klein. Gets to the top of the order now, and Drew Raspolich, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 7, Drew Raspolich.
Reached base twice so far today. Reached first on a throwing error by Farley in the second. Singled and scored a run back in the first. A 3-run first. The difference here is a toss over. Thomas is back safely. Grounded to the second baseman. Kramer will tag the runner for the putout. That will end the inning here for the Blue Jays. No runs on 1 hit. 1 man left.
No runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 man left on
They've stranded 4 through 4 innings of play. We're headed to the bottom half of inning number 4. Carthage trailing by a score of 3-0. Let's see if the Redmen can get something going here in the 4th inning. Jay Palmer has cruised along here, has yet to allow a base hit. He has a 3-0 lead, and he'll face the middle of the order here for the Redmen in the 4th inning. Phelps, Schwartz, and Farley, 3, 4, and 5, and hopefully a few more up here for the Redmen. They trail 3-0. Freshman's first pitch high for ball 1. Phelps 0 for 1 today. Popped out to the second baseman Compton in the 1st. Pops this one up again. Under it is the right fielder, Kledzik. 1 gone. Brings up Vince Schwartz, the first baseman.
Number 20, Vince Schwartz.
0 for 1 today. Flew out to Kledzik and right. That ended the 1st inning. Redmen bats not alive yet. Taking a Sunday snooze here. Missing at the knees for ball 1. And you look at Palmer, he gets the ball and fires. I think for the Redmen, he's in a little bit of a cruise control here. Maybe you want to step out a couple of times here, take your time in the box, make him wait for you. Try and mess with his timing just a little bit. He's had it pretty easy here. Only allowed 2 base runners, a walk, and a hit batter. Driven to left. This could be trouble here. Left fielder finally picks it up, and it's Cone on the run, making the catch. Raspulich, the shortstop, was going out there, but I think he lost it in the sun.
Up for the Redmen, the shortstop, number
Cone
10,
coming on to
Miles
make the
Fairley.
play. 2 up, 2 down here for the Redmen in the 4th inning. Miles Farley, the shortstop. Rounded out to the second baseman Compton in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Good curve in there for a strike. It's been the story for Palmer today. He's been ahead in the count. And when you do that, that makes everything else fall into place. Keep the hitter off balance. It just missed outside. 1-1. Windy and cold today. That's the storyline. Another good jug there. 1-2. Gusty wind out of the northwest blowing straight in here at Augie Schmidt Field. Off the fist to the second baseman Compton. 3 up and 3 down go the Redmen once again. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4 full innings here in Kenosha. Elmhurst 3, Carthage nothing.
Redmen 0. off the top of the fifth for the Blue Jays.
Pasquale Ateo
Number 12,
into the fifth
Trey
inning here.
Compton.
The left-hander for the Redmen. He will face Trey Compton, Jacob McMillan, and Jordan Scrimshire. Blue Jays 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. And that one's driven hard to left and deep. On the run, making the catch is Beckman for the out. Had him shaded out toward left center field, and with that wind out of the northwest, kept blowing that ball away from Beckman. He was able to track it down. One gone here in the fifth.
Number 19, Jacob McMillan.
Redmond no runs on no hits with 1 error so far. Here's Jacob McMillan. RBI double in the first inning, 1 for 2 today. Mateo, lefty. That one's hit sharply into left. That had Beckman turned around. That'll get to the wall. That's at least 2 for McMillan, his second double of the afternoon, as he turns Beckman around in left field. 2 for 3 is McMillan today, and runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the 5th inning for the Blue Jays. Brings up the designated hitter, Scrimshire. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI today. Both singles. That shaky first inning by Ateo. The difference here. Tried to nip the corner and missed. McMillan with a lead at second. Again missing outside. Ateo behind now 2-0. There is some activity in the Redmond bullpen. Right-hander up and throwing. Wave and a miss. Breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Kyle Damon is warming up in the bullpen. That pitch missing for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Scrimshire. McMillan on at second with a 1-out double. Takes his lead, ball 4. First walk of the day issued by Ateo.
Next up for the Blue Jays, the right fielder, number 2.
Go with 1 strikeout. Make that 2 strikeouts today for Ateo. So runners at first and second with 1 out for Tyler Kledzik. 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch missing in on the hands, 1-0. Good one at the knees. Count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. McMillan on at second, Scrimshire on at first. 1 out, we're in the top half of the 5th. Runners not going, and the pitch blocked in the dirt nicely by Bergstrom. Been a gem behind the plate here today. See what Kledzik gets here, ahead in the count, 2-1. Fastball in there for strike 2. Count even now, 2-2. And McMillan off at second, Scrimshire off at first. 2-2 count with 1 out. Runners not going, and that's driven into right. That's hooking, and that will go foul. Just beyond the Redmond bullpen, behind Kyle Damon, who's warming up out there. Again, McMillan takes his lead at second. Scrimshire off at first. 2-2, just missed outside. Count is full now to Tyler Kledzik. Chad Tucker, third baseman, on deck. Might be the last batter here. We'll see. Teo's pitch driven hard into right, and that will get over the right fielder, Levicki. It'll go to the wall and score at least one. McMillan around third. He will score. Going into third is Scrimshire, and on at second with a double is Tyler Kledzik. An RBI double by Kledzik makes it 4-0 Elmhurst, with one out here in the top half of the fifth inning. And this may be it for a Teo. Signal has been made and a change coming on for the Redmen. It'll be Kyle Damon coming on in relief. So Pasquale Ateo only gets 4 1/3 today. 9 hits. Giving up 4 runs, but cannot close the book on him just yet as you have 2 on here with 1 out. Top half of the fifth, Damon on in relief. 4-0 Elmhurst. This will be the tall right-hander Kyle Damon, 6'6" junior, out of Rockton, Onondaga High School. Damon making his 3rd appearance of the season, all in relief. The record of 1-0 and a 4.55, or make that a 27 earned run average. 2 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 8 runs, 8 earned. He's walked a batter, he has struck out 2, and he's given up 3 extra base hits. He's also hit a batter this season. On in relief of Pasquale Ateo. He will have runners at second and third, 1 out. Damon made 7 appearances last season, 4 of them starts with a 5.87 earned run average and 30-plus innings. In 2017, just 3 relief appearances and 1 start, covering 16 innings. Out of Durand, Illinois. Onondaga High School. That's just outside of Roscoe, Illinois.
Up for the Blue Jays, the third baseman, number 22, Chad Tucker.
He will face Chad Tucker. 0 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to Farley in the 3rd inning. Also popped out to Farley behind shortstop, short left field in the 1st. Damon's first offering missing outside for ball 1. Pitch by Damon, fouled straight back. Damon's last appearance was back on March the 9th against St. Olaf at 2/3 of an inning where he gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. Has not pitched since, shot the knees and missed. 2-1. Grounded up the middle, off the glove, and into center field for a base hit. That's going to score 2. Right up the box with that single by Tucker. It's a 2 RBI single, and it's 6-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. 3 runs in here in the 5th. You can close the book now on Pasquale Ateo. 6 runs, 6 earned today for Ateo. Damon's pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Carson Thomas, 2 for 2 today. RBI single in the first. Singled and was tagged out for the final out on a ground ball to the second baseman Kramer in the 4th. So Tucker with a 2-run single makes it a 6-0 ball game. 10th hit of the afternoon for the Blue Jays. Curveball, nice save in the dirt again by Bergstrom. 1-1. Thomas 0 for 1. Stolen bases this year. Going on this one, pitch is fouled away to the left side. They're going to have to come from behind today. They trail 6-0. We're in the 5th. 3 in the first, 3 runs here in the 5th. Runner going again. This one driven into center field. The wind will knock that one down. Klein on the run, on the run, on the run. Diving grab in left center field. That wind just taking that ball away from Klein. Excellent play by Klein to stay with it. Runner will hold at first. Tucker. We'll bring up Kyle Cohn, the left fielder. Cohn, a pair of strikeouts today. Damon on in relief of Ateo delivers on the outside corner for strike 1. Cohn struck out swinging in the first, got caught looking in the 4th. Only strikeouts of the day for Ateo. Tucker with his lead at first, not going. That pitch fouled down the right side, and that will get out of play into the Redmond bullpen. Damon quickly in front now, 0-2. Here are doubles in this inning. McMillan with a double, scored a run. Tyler Kledzik with a 2-run double, making it a 6-0 ball game. The 0-2 pitch, missing high, 1-2. Runner going, pitch taken outside for a ball. The throw by Bergstrom is in time. They get him. Bergstrom with a tough pitch to handle there, low and outside, was able to get it and fire down to get the runner trying to steal. Tucker.
3 runs, 3 hits, no errors.
So for the Blue Jays here in the 5th inning, they get 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, a caught stealing, and nobody left. We head to the bottom half of inning number 5. Redmond trail by a score of 6-0.
off the bottom of the fifth for the Redmen. The right fielder, number 4, Ben Levicki.
It'll be Ben Levicki to lead things off for the Redmen here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Levicki, Beckman, and Belsky. Hopefully a few more here for the Redmen as Jay Palmer, the freshman, has tossed a gem here. Hitless and scoreless through 4 actually, as we head to the fifth here. First time he's fallen behind on the hitter now, 2-0. Levicki 0 for 1 today, got caught looking back in the second inning. Takes a strike, 2-1. Drives that one into right field and deep. Right fielder Kledzik going back, track, wall, gone! Ben Levicki connects with the first hit and the first run of the day for the Redmen. It's his first home run of the year. 11 driven in for Levicki. It's 6-1 Blue Jays. Kledzik chased it down, but as soon as he got to the warning track, ran out of space as that one lands beyond the right field wall. First home run of the year for Levicki. Pops up. Beckman, short left center field, left fielder shortstop, and it'll be the left fielder, Cone, to make the play. One gone here in the fifth inning. Skunk is out of the box here for the Redmen. They trail 6-1.
Up for the Redmen, the designated hitter, number 17, Johnny Belsky.
Belsky's the designated hitter coming up, 0 for 1 today. Grounded to Compton back in the third inning. Grounds that one sharply through the hole into left field for a base hit. Second hit of the inning for the Redmen. So runner on with one out for catcher Ricky Bergstrom.
Coming to the plate for the Redmen, the catcher, number 18, Ricky Bergstrom.
Bergstrom 0 for 1 today. Flew out to the center fielder McMillan back in the third inning. Breaking ball in and over for strike one. Fifth inning now in Bloomington. Illinois Wesleyan leading North Central 6-0. 4 in the first, 2 more in the second. That pitch into the dirt, blocked nicely by Jolie. Augustana running up on North Park now. It's 10-3 Augustana, that game in the fourth. 7-run second inning for the Augustana Vikings. Breaking ball into the dirt, 2-1. Home run may have rattled Palmer here a little bit. Behind to Bergstrom now, 2-1. Elska's not going. That pitch lined sharply into left, but right at the left fielder, Cone. 2 men gone. We head to the top of the order for the Redmen and Colton Klein. Klein officially 0 for 1 today with a walk.
Number 9, Colton Klein.
Walked back in the third inning and was stranded. Redmen with a run here in the fifth on a home run by Ben Levicki, his first. Elskis takes his lead at first. Klein squares around to bunt, takes ball one. Different look that time. And the Redmen with just 2 hits today, but coming into the game today, the Redmen leading the conference in batting average at .379 as Klein lines to the shortstop to retire the side. Raspolich right there to make the play. 1 run on 2 hits A solo home run by Ben Levicki, the only run here of the fifth for the Redmen. We go to the sixth inning here in Kenosha. Elmhurst 6 and the Redmen 1.
Score is Elmhurst 6, Redmond 1.
Let's hit, Jays. Let's go.
Leading off at the top of the sixth for the Blue Jays, the left fielder, number 31, Kyle Cone.
Kyle Cone will lead things off here for the Blue Jays in the sixth. He was at bat when Tucker was caught stealing to end the inning in the fifth. An excuse me swing dump into the foul territory and right. Second inning of relief for Kyle Damon today. He came in for Pasquale Ateo. Ateo 4 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned. Damon ahead in the count 0-1 and hits the corner 0-2. Damon pitched perhaps his best game as a Redman last year against the Blue Jays. That was back on April the 25th a year ago. Went 8 innings in that contest. Wave and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout for Damon today. Third time Cone has gone down swinging.
Up to bat for the Blue Jays, the catcher, number 26, Kevin Jolie.
Kevin Jolie, the catcher. Number 9 hitter in the order. 0 for 2 today. Pair of flyouts to Colton Klein. Damon working from the stretch exclusively here. And he nails one on the corner for strike 1. Slider missing outside, ball 1. Again, the Redmen will play 2 on Tuesday at Wheaton. Popped up on the infield. Schwartz, the first baseman in foul territory, will make the play. 2 men gone. Top of the order now, and Drew Raspolich.
Shortstop, number 7, Drew Raspolich.
Get into a fielder's choice to end the 4th inning. Reached on an error in the second, singled and scored a run in that 3-run first inning for the Blue Jays. Squares around a bunt on Damon, who shoots the corner and hits 0-1. Damon, a 2-year letter winner at Hononegah High School. Matt Simpson was his head coach down there. Heading the count now 0-2. All Northern Illinois Conference 10 conference player. His senior year. Rockton Hononegah went 28-7 that season. 2-sport athlete, played some basketball, as you could guess, with that big frame of his. Ahead in the count now 1-2 to Raspolich. Took something off. 2-2. On the corner for a called strike 3. First 3 up and 3 down inning by the Redmen today. Let's see if that sparks the Carthage Bats as they trail by a score of 6-1.
At the top of the 6th, the score remains Blue Jays 6, Redmen 1.
Redmen trail by a score of 6-1 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up. Ryan Kramer, Cody Phelps, and Vince Schwartz. Kramer today, officially 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the first inning and grounded out to Tucker at third to end the 3rd inning. Drops one down in front of the mound. Palmer up with it. The throw over just in time. Kramer nearly beat that one out. But Palmer off the hill, able to make the play. One gone here in the 6th inning. Good idea.
Number 14, Cody Phelps.
Try and get something started that way. Here's Phelps, 0 for 2. Curveball in and over for strike 1. Phelps a pair of flyouts today. Flew out to the right fielder Kledzik, start the 4th. Popped out to Compton, the second baseman, in the 1st. Missed on the curveball, and that took a piece of the catcher. Jolie. Caught that one at the thumb that time. Don't know if it was the swing or the... Caught that one awkwardly, but day like today, man, does that hurt. Wind chill in the teens. Phelps in the hole, 0-2. Curveball smashed into left field for a base hit. Third hit by the Redmen today. A one-out single for Cody Phelps.
The Redmen, the first baseman, number 20, Vince Schwartz.
Brings up the first baseman, Vince Schwartz, 0 for 2 today. He too with a pair of flyouts. Flew out to left in the 4th, flew out to right in the 1st. Takes strike 1. Schwartz earlier this week had a game for the ages, was 4 for 5 against North Park with 8 RBIs. Stopped nicely that time by Jolie, preventing the runner from advancing. Phelps remaining at first. 1-1 the count to Schwartz. Yeah, he was 4 for 5, 8 driven in, 2 runs scored. Schwartz with a home run in that game. Sharp grounded to third. It's going to get past the third baseman. Phelps will advance to second. Schwartz on at first with a sharp single. Fourth hit of the day for the Redmen, and Carthage with something going here for the first time. 2 men on with 1 out. No activity in the Blue Jay bullpen. Miles Farley stepping to the plate. Farley playing fungo with Compton, the second baseman. He's grounded out to Compton twice today. This time stepping up with runners at first and second and one out. Phelps off at second, Schwartz off at first. First baseman Thomas playing behind the bag. Rest of the infield at double play depth with one out. Farley high and tight for ball one. Now some activity in the bullpen. A right-hander up for the Blue Jays. Check of the runner at second, Phelps. Pitch grounded to short. Raspolich to second for one. The turn not in time as beating it out was Farley. Over to third is Phelps. Farley on with a fielder's choice.
Up to bat for the Redmen, the right fielder, number 4.
So two out here in the sixth inning. Runners at the corners for Ben Levicki, the right fielder. Solo home run in the fifth inning for Levicki. That was the first hit off of Palmer today. Runner not going, fastball taken outside for ball one. Phelps on at third. Farley on at first. Freddie Burr warming up in the bullpen for the Blue Jays. The pitch, curveball in and over. Beauty. 1-1 the count. Levicki, his first home run of the season. His 11th run driven in with that solo shot to lead off the fifth. That one's slicing down the left field line, and that will go foul. One hops the fence in front of the bullpen. Levicki behind 1-2. Phelps with his lead over at third. Farley with the lead off at first. Palmer's pitch just missed outside, 2-2. Wanted that one. Redmond trails 6-1. Palmer delivers, curveball missing outside. Nice job by Jolie to try and bring that back in over the plate, but plate umpire Gary Kalkoff not buying. So the runner at first will go here with 2 out and a 3-2 count to the hitter. There goes Farley, the pitch into the dirt for ball 4. They're loaded for Beckman.
Up to bat for the Redmen, the left fielder, number 6, Luke Beckman.
Beckman 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. We're going to have a conference on the mound here as Palmer with the bases loaded, 2 out, and a 6-1 lead. You have Burr throwing in the bullpen. And the Redmen back home next weekend, a 3-game set with Milliken. Doubleheader next Saturday, 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Single game on Sunday at noon right here at Augie Schmidt Field. Be the next home game. Palmer stays in there, bases loaded here with 2 out. Beckman at the plate. First offering, driven into left field. That'll get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Phelps will come in. Holding at third is Farley. And the Redmen trails 6-2 on an RBI single by Beckman. Farley advancing to third, Levicki over to second. Bases remain loaded, 2 out. And this will be Belskis, the designated hitter. 1 for 2 today. Runners will take their lead. The pitch by Palmer, curveball missing high for ball 1. One and 0 the count. Palmer delivers. Off the handle of the bat, foul, 1-1. Bergstrom the catcher, and then the top of the order, Colton Klein. Key moment here for the Redmen. They trail 6-2 with a run in. Bases loaded, the pitch driven hard into left field, and that will get over the head of the left fielder to the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Coming around third, there'll be a play at the plate, and he'll be a dead duck. Out at the plate. Trying to come around from first base was Beckman, and he was thrown out a good 5 feet down the line, but 2 runs come in on the Belskis single. Farley scores, Levicki scores. Beckman out at the plate, 7-2. So the Redmen get 3 runs.
4 hits.
On 4 hits.
0 errors.
No errors.
Left on base for the Redmen.
1 left on base. But the Carthage has closed it within 2. It's Elmhurst 6 and the Redmen 4.
Leading off the top of the 7th for the Blue Jays.
We head to the 7th
Number
inning
12,
here in
Trey
Kenosha.
Compton.
It'll be Trey Compton, Jacob McMillan, and Jordan Scrimshire due up for the Blue Jays. 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. 4 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Redmen. Kyle Damon in relief of Pasquale Ateo. First pitch missing outside for ball 1. On the corner for strike 1. Compton today. Single and run scored in the first, grounded into double play in the second, and flew out to Beckman and left in the 5th. Hit sharply into left, but Beckman was right there. 1 gone. Beckman thrown out at the plate to end that inning for the Redmen.
Jacob McMillan.
The K trying to squeeze another run out. Beckman thrown way out at the good 5-6 feet in front of the plate. Curveball in and over for strike 1 to McMillan. McMillan 2 for 3 in the game. Pair of doubles, 2 runs scored, a run batted in. In the hole now, 0-2. Shot the corner for strike 3. Third strikeout for Damon.
Coming to bat for the Blue Jays, the designated hitter, number 11, Jordan Scrimshire.
Brings up Scrimshire. Popped him up, middle of the diamond. Who wants it? Klein, the center fielder, coming in. Makes the play. 3 up and 3 down. Go the Blue Jays here in the 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Stretch him out. 7th inning stretch time. 6-4 Blue Jays.
Score remains. Blue Jays 6, Redmond 4.
Bottom of the 7th inning here for the Redmen. They've pulled to within 2, a 3-run 6th inning for Carthage. It'll be the number 9 hitter, Ricky Bergstrom, to lead things off. Then the top of the order, Colton Klein and Ryan Kramer. Jay Palmer, the freshman, still in there. Into the 7th inning here. Cruising along until the solo home run by Levicki in the 5th inning. He's behind now to Bergstrom 1-0. Bergstrom 0 for 2 today. Popped them up. Left field. Cone. 1 gone.
Coming to bat for the Redmen.
Colton Klein, the leadoff hitter for the Redmen.
Colton Klein.
0 for 2 with a walk today. First offering by Palmer, misses outside for ball 1. Line 3rd in the conference in batting coming into the game today. Pops that one out to McMillan in center. 2 up, 2 down for the Redmen here in the 7th inning.
Coming to bat for the Redmen, the second baseman, number 16, Ryan Kramer.
Here's Kramer, the second baseman. 0 for 2 and was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. Fastball on the outside corner. Palmer working quickly. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Pitch skipped in. 2-1 the count. Activity in the Redmond bullpen now. That one's sharply foul down the third base line. 2-2 the count to Ryan Kramer. It's driven to left, and drifting over to make the catch is Cone to retire the side. The Redmen go quietly here in the 7th. 1, 2, 3, nothing across for Carthage. We head to the 8th inning here in Kenosha. It is Blue Jays 6 and the Redmen 4. Other games going on in the CCIW this afternoon. Bottom of the 6th inning in Bloomington. It's Illinois Wesleyan 6, North Central 2. Cardinals getting a single runs in the 5th and the top half of the 6th. Augustana, 11-4 lead over North Park. That game in the bottom half of the 5th inning in Moline. Augie with 7 runs in the 2nd inning in that one. Later on at 3 o'clock start, in just a couple of minutes, it'll be Carroll hosting UW Superior. It'll be Kledzik, Tucker, and Thomas due up here in the 8th inning for the Blue Jays, facing Kyle Damon. Damon came on with 1 out in the 5th inning, relieving Pasquale Ateo, and done a pretty good job here. Starts him off with a breaking ball, ball 1. Kledzik with an RBI double in that 3-run 5th inning for the Blue Jays. He's 1 for 3. Right down Main Street for strike 1. Good fastball that time by Damon. There is activity in the Redmond bullpen. They have a right-hander up. At the knees for strike 2. It's been the difference. Damon has been ahead in the count most of the time here in relief, while Ateo had fallen behind today. Breaking ball outside, evens the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Flipped into left. Beckman there, 1 gone. 1 out here in the top half of the 8th inning.
Number 22, Chad Tucker.
Brings up third baseman Chad Tucker. Tucker 1 for 3 today. Single in the 5th was caught stealing to end that 5th inning. Sharply hit to Farley. Shortstop up with it. 2 gone. Brings up Carson Thomas, the first baseman.
The Blue Jays, the first baseman, number 13, Carson Thomas.
Thomas 2 for 3 today. A pair of singles. Drove in a run in that 3-run first inning for the Blue Jays. Starts him off with a breaking ball. Looked pretty good. One and 0 the count to Thomas. Damon hit him in the foot. Puts a runner on here with 2 out.
Up to bat for the Blue Jays.
We got a pinch hitter here for Elmhurst.
Pinch hitter, Paul Fomby.
It's going to be Paul Fomby, a freshman, batting for Cone. A left-handed hitter up in Fomby. 4th appearance this season for Fomby. .333 hitter, takes strike 1. Bombi out of Layton, Utah. He's behind in the count now, 0-2. Bombi, normally a pitcher. Just missed outside, boy. Just missing the outside corner, 1-2. Bombi pitched 1 inning against St. Norbert College back on the 23rd. Curveball for strike 3. Went back to the same spot, that time got the call. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Damon. No runs, no hits, no errors. There was one man left by the hit batter.
After the top of the 8th, the score remains.
We head to the bottom of the 8th inning.
Redmond 4.
Redmond trail by a score of 6-4. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Bombi pitch hitting for Cone, so we have a new left fielder out there for the Blue Jays. It's going to be number 4, Trevor Lorick. He'll take over in left for Cone.
Redmond, the third baseman, number 14.
Bottom of the 8th inning here for Carthage. Jay Palmer into the 8th inning here with a 6-4 lead, the freshman pitcher for the Blue Jays. Middle of the lineup due up here for the Redmen, and it's Cody Phelps taking high for ball 1. Phelps, Schwartz, and Farley due up. Hopefully a few more. Fouled straight back on it that time. Cody Phelps, 1 for 3 today. A single and a run scored in that 3-run 6th inning. Redmond with a single run in the 5th, 3 more in the 6th. They trail by 2. 1-1 pitch, swung through a fastball. 1-2. See how far Joel Southern will go with his freshman here. The 2-run lead late. Each team winning a game in the doubleheader yesterday. Fouled straight back. Phelps behind now, 1-2. Cue shot down the line. It's a fair ball, right field corner. Rounding first and heading to second. It's going to be a ground rule double as that one scooted into the Redmond bullpen. Cody Phelps will lead off double here to start the 8th inning for the Redmen. Second consecutive hit for Phelps, now 2 for 4 today.
Due up for the Redmen, the first baseman, number 20, Vince Schwartz.
Vince Schwartz, the first baseman, stepping in. Schwartz 1 for 3. That was a single. In the 6th was erased on a fielder's choice. 6-4 by Miles Farley. Schwartz with a runner in scoring position here. Takes that one inside. Schwartz, the leading RBI man for the Redmen this year. 30 coming into the game today. Check of Phelps in the pitch. Down low, 3-0. Schwartz also leading the conference in runs batted in with 30 on the season. Total bases with 60 on the year coming in. 3-0 pitch. On the corner for strike one, the automatic. Saw it. Now let's see what he can do with it. Phelps with leadoff double off at second. The 3-1 pitch. Grounded sharply to third and foul. 3-2 now to Schwartz. Miles Farley on deck. Like Frankie Rios is the pitcher warming up in the Redmond bullpen. Full count now to Schwartz. Popped him up, left field. Lorick in ahead of Cone, able to make the play, one gone. Lorick came on here in the 8th inning replacing Cone. So one out, runner at second here in the 8th for Miles Farley.
Up to bat for the Redmen, the shortstop, number 10, Miles Farley.
Farley 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a run scored. Phelps with leadoff double takes his lead at second. The pitch by Palmer on the outside corner for strike one. Palmer with a check at Phelps. The pitch outside evens the count now at 1-1 strike to Miles Farley. Ben Levicki on deck. Redmond trail by 2. The bottom of the 8th inning. Palmer's pitch. Driven into left that will get down for a base hit. LeKay's going to send the runner. There'll be a play at the plate. No, it's cut off. And the Redmen are to within 1 on the RBI single by Miles Farley. Tucker, the third baseman, cutting that throw off. Looked like they may have had a play at the plate had they wanted it. And that's going to be it for the freshman Palmer. Palmer goes 7 1/3. He will exit here with a runner at first. And coming on in relief, this will be Burr. Fred Burr in relief now of Palmer. For Burr, this will be his third appearance. 0-1 record with a 4.50 earned run average. Started one game. He's pitched a total of 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, earned 6 walks, 7 strikeouts, and has allowed 2 extra base hits. Opposition hitting .304 against the right-hander. 6'2", 190, a junior out of Crystal Lake Central High School. He will be facing Ben Levicki with Miles Farley on at first and a run in. Carthage trailing by a score of 6-5. In the Redmond doubleheader this week down at Wheaton. And they're back home here next weekend for a 3-game set against the Milliken Big Blue. Doubleheader next Saturday, beginning at 1 o'clock here at Augie Schmidt Field. Then a single game Sunday, high noon first pitch. Levicki officially 1 for 2 today. A solo home run to lead off the 5th inning.
The right fielder, number 4, Ben Levicki.
His first dinger of the year. Farley with the lead at first. Burr with a check and the pitch. Grounded sharply to the second baseman, Compton. Bobbled it, has to go to first, and we'll get the out there. Advancing to second is Farley. So the tying run in scoring position here with 2 out.
Up to bat for the Redmen.
Luke
Left
Beckman
fielder,
at the
number
plate.
6, Luke Beckman.
Beckman, the left fielder. Single and an RBI in that 6th inning. And was caught coming around third for the final out. Now conference on the mound here between the catcher Jolie and the pitcher Burr. That is the second conference. 1 remaining between catcher and pitcher here. So 2 out and a runner in scoring position. Burr's first offering to Beckman, swung through it. Beckman a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. Flew out to the left fielder Cone in the 5th. And that RBI single, and was caught coming around third on the base hit, and that drives that one into right field. And it will be get down to the wall, it'll tie the game. Rounding second is Beckman. Heading into third, there'll be a play. He is safe with a triple. And the Redmen have come back to tie it here at 6. Pledzik tried to make the diving grab out in right field. Couldn't come up with it. Skip past him to the wall. It'll go as a triple all the way. And an RBI for Beckman, and we're tied at 6. Belskis 2 for 3. Pair of singles. Infield back at all 4 positions here. The pitch by Burr. A curveball in for strike 1. Burr out of Crystal Lake, Illinois. Went to Crystal Lake Central. On in relief of Palmer here. And he's ahead now 0-2. Made 5 appearances last season for the Blue Jays in 6 1/3 innings of work. He's ahead in the count now, 0-2. Beckman with a triple to tie the game off at third. The pitch popped him up. Behind the plate, Jolie going to give chase, and it drops in just over the screen. New life here for Belskis. Again, Beckman will take his lead at third. Burr will work from the stretch once again. Ahead in the count, 0-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Belskis can't believe it, and Burr gets out of it. But the Redmen tie it up with 2 runs here in the 8th inning on 1, 2, 3 hits. There were no errors.
3 hits, 0 errors, and 1 runner left on.
And 1 left at third base. We head to the 9th inning here in Kenosha. New ball game. Blue Jays 6 and the Redmen 6. Not sure about that one.
off the top of the ninth for the Blue Jays, the catcher, number 26, Kevin Jolie.
Now Kyle Damon now, pitcher of record for the Redmen here. Tie game, 6-all here as we head to the ninth inning. And the first pitch, curveball in there for strike one. To Jolie, the catcher. 0 for 3 today. Fouled straight back, and Damon's out in front now, 0-2. Three in the first, 3 in the fifth for the Blue Jays. Carthage with a single run in the fifth, 3 in the sixth, and 2 runs in the eighth. That's a slow roller, tough play. Up with it and throwing past the first baseman Schwartz, rounding first and heading into second is Jolie. There will not be a play, and the Blue Jays get their leadoff man on to start the ninth inning. Score that a hit and an error.
Up to bat for the Blue Jays, the shortstop, number 7, Drew Raspulik.
I think it would have been smarter for Phelps just to eat that one and keep the runner at first. Now, runner in scoring position with nobody out. Top of the order, Raspulik at the plate. Second error of the ball game for the Redmen. Squares around to bunt. That ball tipped the bat for strike one. Phelps even with the bag at third. Schwartz was coming in on that square around by Raspulik. See if he tries it again here. He does, squares around. Just missed the outside corner. Damon wanted it, didn't get it. Count even now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again squares around, drops it down in front of the mound. Damon will have to go to first, 1 out. Sacrifice works. 1-4 on the play. 1 gone and a runner at third now. For Trey Compton, the second baseman.
Number 12, Trey Compton.
Time called. There'll be conference on the mound here, and I believe there'll be a pitching change here for the Redmen. All the infield in here. In on this conversation. And it will be a pitching change. Damon will leave here. Interesting move here for Augie Schmidt. Damon, who's pitched well, will give way here. Brian Pulaski, the junior, will step in. 6'5", 285-pound junior out of Hoffman Estates. The closer for the Redmen. So he'll come on with 1 out. The go-ahead run at third base for the Blue Jays. Hard throwing right-hander. Pulaski. There you see the numbers on Pulaski. 5 appearances, 2 saves, and 4 2/3 innings. 1.93 earned run average with 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. Trying to turn away the Blue Jays here. We get the leadoff man on. Their number 9 hitter, Kevin Jolie, with a slow roller to the third baseman Phelps, who threw it past Schwartz at first, allowing Jolie to reach second base. And a sacrifice by Raspolich to the pitcher. Damon, 1-4, moving the runner to third. Now Compton with a chance here. Drive in the go-ahead run. Let's see how the Redmen play it here. Looks like they'll play the infield in here with one out and the runner at third. Tough to do with that field turf infield. Doesn't take much to scoot that ball past a drawn-in infield. Game on the line here for Pulaski. Tied at 6. The go-ahead run at third. We're in the top half of the 9th inning. One out. The pitch into the dirt, smothered that time by Bergstrom. He's done a nice job behind the plate today. One and 0 the count to Compton. Curveball missing outside, 2-0. "19 appearances a season ago, a 3-3 record with a 7.3 earned run average. Curveball, that one on the corner, first strike. 2-1 the count. Compton with a single and a run scored in the first inning. Grounded in a double play in the second. Since then, he's flown out twice to Beckman and left. Again outside, 3-1. Not going to give in to him. Infield in. The 3-run pitch by Pulaski. Ball 4, and another nice save behind the plate. So it sets up the double play here. Infield will play back in the middle of the diamond. Schwartz will hold the runner at first. Phelps, the third baseman, even with the bag at third. Jacob McMillan, the center fielder. 2 for 4 today. A pair of doubles and a pair of runs scored. And a run driven in. Jolie off at third. Compton off at first. Smash over the head of Schwartz. Fair ball down the right field line will score the go-ahead run. Rounding second and heading to third. There'll be a play. It'll be cut off. It's an RBI double for McMillan, his third two-bagger of the day. And the Blue Jays take a 7-6 lead. A hot smash whistled right over the left ear. Schwartz at first base.
Up for the Blue Jays, the designated hitter, number 11, Jordan Scripsky.
Runners at second and third with one out. And Scripsky, the designated hitter, at the plate. Officially 2 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a run scored. Time called now as catcher Bergstrom wants to have a conference. That's the second one by the Redmen today. Not much more Schwartz could do. He got the glove up, but it just right past him. Sharply hit ball. Infield in again here for the Redmen. A run in, 7-6 the score in favor of the Blue Jays. Curveball, that one missed inside. That didn't look too bad. Behind in the count now, 1-0. Into the dirt, another nice save by Bergstrom. Lasky Wild here coming in relief of Damon. A 2-out count with a drawn-in infield. Lasky's pitch in and over for strike one. Taking all the way was Scrimshire. Looking ahead to the Redmond ninth, it'll be Bergstrom, Klein, and Kramer. Fouled sharply past the first base bag. Two and two the count. Pitch grounded sharply to shortstop Farley. A play at the plate. They'll get the runner there. Advancing to third is McMillan. As they get the out. Tyler. 6-2 on the put out for the second out. Fielder's choice for Scrimshire. And they'll bring up Kledzik, the right fielder. Kledzik with an RBI double and scored a run in the fifth inning. He is 1 for 4. Lasky's pitch. Missing outside with a breaking ball. 1-0. Is named the Augie Schmidt III Most Valuable Performer a season ago. Lasky's 1-0 pitch. Again into the dirt. Another nice save by Bergstrom. Two out, a run in. 7-6 Blue Jays. Redmond came back to tie it in the eighth, but Blue Jays coming back. The leadoff man coming around to score. Another nice block in the dirt by Bergstrom. 3-0 the count. Three-0 pitch. Hit him for ball 4. Loads the bases here with 2 out. Brings up Chad Tucker. 1 for 3. Make that 1 for 4 today. Was a single back in the fifth inning. Bases loaded, 2 out, a run in. Lasky trying to work out of it here. Again, another nice stop by Bergstrom. Lasky having trouble with that curveball today. Kevin Jolie reached on a single, got to second on the throwing error by Phelps, came in to score on the double by McMillan. McMillan at third, Scrimshire at second, Kledzik on at first. Looks like we're going to pinch runner here for Kledzik. Jonathan Mays will pinch run. So Mays at second base now, replacing Kledzik. Check that Scrimshire. So it's Mays in for Scrimshire. Will remain the DH, and Lansky gets one in and over for strike 1. 1-1 the count. Two out, bases loaded, 7-6 lead. The 1-1 pitch, low for ball 2. Impressed with the glove work of Bergstrom here in the early part of the season. Throwing a runner out, stealing today. Rolling away, 3-1 the count. Nowhere to put him. Hitter Tucker at the plate, knowing he's got to get a good pitch here. Runners will take their lead. The 3-1 pitch. Ball 4, a run in. Second run of the inning for the Blue Jays comes in on a bases loaded walk by Chad Tucker.
First baseman, number 13, Carson Thomas.
Makes it an 8-6 ball game. Looks like a left-hander going to come in now for the Redmen. Well, Polanski didn't have it today. This will be Clark Hendricks for the Redmen. Hendricks replacing Polanski. So Clark Hendricks, making his 4th appearance, has a record of 2-0 with a 6.35 earned run average. 5 2/3 so far this season. He's given up 3 hits, 4 runs. They were earned. He's walked 5, struck out 5, and has given up 1 extra base hit. Hendricks, the 3rd pitcher of the inning here for the Redmen. Damon started the inning, gave up the single and the error. And Polanski came on with the runner at 3rd. Got the put out at the plate, but then back-to-back walks brought in a run. And so Hendricks out of Elburn, Illinois. We'll try and stop the bleeding here. Again, you go back to that start of the inning. You know, hindsight being 20/20, but on that slow roller with a tie ball game, that can't help but think if Phelps just eats that one up, at least it leaves a double play intact for your pitcher. Instead, it turned out to be a throwing error, putting the eventual go-ahead run into scoring position for the Blue Jays. So Hendricks will come into a bases-loaded, 2-out situation. 2 runs in for the Blue Jays. They lead at 8-6.
Go, Carson. Hit 1-3.
The left-handed pitcher, Clark Hendricks, in relief for the Redmen.
So lefty versus lefty here, and Carson Thomas, the hitter. Bases loaded, 2 out. Infield back all the way, outfield shading a little bit, center field shading over to right center. And the first pitch missing outside for ball 1. Pitch by Hendricks, right down Main Street for strike 1. One and 1 the count to Thomas. Officially 2 for 3, was hit by a pitch in the 8th. Hendricks' pitch bounces in, another nice save by Bergstrom. 2 and 1 the count, no place to put him. Mays, the runner at third, came on to pinch run for Scrimshire. Kledzik on at second, Tucker at first. Fouled at the plate. Got a piece of the home plate umpire as well.
Go, Carson.
Cold day like today, that's going to hurt till Wednesday. Two and two the count. I've been trying to get out of it without any further damage. 2 runs in for the Blue Jays. Runners take their lead. The 2-2 pitch by Hendricks. Curveball laced into right field for a base hit. 2 more runs are going to score. There'll be a play at the plate. Safe. 2 more in. And the Blue Jays add to their lead now with 4 here in the 9th inning. 10-6 Elmhurst.
Up to bat for the Blue Jays, the left fielder, number 4, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he had nowhere to put him.
We need more.
Had to come in with a fastball, and he lines it into the right field for a base hit. This will be Trevor Lorick, his first at bat. He replaced Kyle Cohn in left field. Fomby pinch hit for him back in the 8th. So they've batted around here in the 9th inning, scoring 4. Broken this game open. And pitch low and inside for ball 1. Pitching has let the Redmen down today. Redmen trailed 6-0 at one point, came back to tie it with 2 in the 8th. And have coughed it up with 4 here in the 9th. Hendricks behind now 2-0. The 2-0 delivery, the automatic at the knees. Can only imagine how Augie's going to address his team here after this one. Lefty fires, fouled through the mitt of Bergstrom. Comes back now to 2-2. Tucker at third, Thomas at first. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. But the horses have left the barn here for the Carthage Redmen. 4 runs. On 1, 2, 3 hits, and an error. Redmen need 4 to tie. 5's a winner here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Your score, Elmhurst 10 and the Redmen 6. New pitcher will be Alec Berry in relief of Burr. So we'll get a new pitcher here for the Blue Jays in Alec Berry. Berry making his 7th appearance with a record of 0-1. With 3 saves, a 5.14 earned run average. He's pitched 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 9 runs, however only 4 earned. He has walked 4 and has struck out 9. He's given up 2 extra base hits, including a home run. He stands to get the save here. Burr stands to get the win. No save, I'm told. Okay. He's just looking to lock it down here for Elmhurst. 3/4 to Submarine is Barry.
Nothing but strikes here, bud.
You will have the number 9 hitter Bergstrom, who will come out for a pinch hitter here. Is coming on to bat Jake Schneider.
Pinch hitter for the Redmen.
So Schneider
Number
pinch
26,
hitting for Bergstrom to lead
Schneider.
off the bottom half of the 9th inning for the Redmen. Schneider, a .375 hitter with no home runs and 10 driven in. Schneider did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader yesterday. Played center field here in game 2 and went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. That one skips to the backstop, 1-0 the count. Who used to do that for the Cubs? Is it Ted Abernathy used to warm up and skip a couple to the backstop? Popped him up right side, ball drifting, and the catch is made
That's big.
by the first baseman. Huge play there by Thomas. One gone here in the 9th inning. Top of the order now, and Colton Klein.
Up to bat for the Redmen, the center fielder, number 9, Colton Klein.
Go, boys.
Fouls that one back. 0-1 to Klein. Klein 0 for 3 with a walk today. Need some base runners here for Carthage. Fisted him
Guys, go
into
for
left
it.
center, and that will drop in for a base hit. Klein, big turn at first, and we'll hold it there.
Let's turn it. Let's go.
First hit of the day for Colton Klein, 3rd hit in this series for Klein. That'll bring up Ryan Kramer.
You up for the Redmen, number 16, the second baseman, Ryan Kramer.
Kramer is officially 0 for 3, was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Redmond down 4 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pitch by Barry gets to the screen, and that will advance Klein to second base.
Come on, Alec. Let's go. Just strikes, kid.
Wild pitch
Come on, Grease.
by Barry.
Let's go, Alec. Let's go.
For Barry, that is wild pitch number 3 on the season. So runner in scoring position with 1 out here in the 9th. Redmond down 4. Barry steps off. The pitch. Grounded sharply into right field. That's a base hit. Klein will be held up at 3rd on the single by Kramer. So runners on the corners now with 1 out, and Cody Phelps to the plate.
Up to the plate for the Redmen.
Just keep the
third
line
baseman,
moving, boys.
14,
That's what you got to do
Cody
here.
Phelps.
Big T, guys. Go, Alec.
So Klein on at 3rd, advancing on that wild pitch to 2nd, taking 3rd on the Kramer single. Kramer on at 1st, and Cody Phelps at the plate. Phelps 2 for 4. A single, a double, and 2 runs scored today for Phelps, and he's behind 0-1. Like to get Schwartz up there with some runners in scoring position as well. Leading RBI man in the CCIW. Line with his lead, and now quickly Phelps behind 0-2. Well, he's thrown 3 wild ones here early this season, has Barry. Could he cough up a 4th? Strike 3 called on a beauty. Fastball in the outside corner and 2 gone. Brings up Schwartz.
Up to bat for the Redmen, the first baseman, number 20, Vince Schwartz.
Schwartz 1 for 4 today. That was a single back in the 6th inning. Swings through a fastball, 0-1.
Come on, guys. Tough D, boys.
Tap foul at the plate, and the Blue Jays down to the final strike.
Go Blue Jays.
The 0-2 pitch, wasted one outside. Klein with the lead at third. Kramer will take his lead at first. 2 gone. Redmond down 4 here in the 9th. The pitch by Barry. Hits him. Schwartz hit by a pitch. And that loads the bases. Well, Miles Farley will step in with the bases loaded, his team down 4. We're down to their final strike, and Schwartz takes one off the shoulder to load the bases. Barry from the stretch. Driven to center. This should do it for the Blue Jays. McMillan there, and that's your ball game today. Miles Farley flying out to center to end the game. No runs on 2 hits. No errors. 3 men left. Final score, Elmhurst 10,
Blue Jays 10.
and the
Carthage
Redmen
College Redmen
6. Blue Jays with 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors. Carthage 6 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. Blue Jays left 7 men on base. Redmond left 8 on base. Your winning pitcher today, Fred Burr. He evens his mark now at 1-1. Kyle Damon takes the loss for the Redmen. His record falls to 1-1. Redmond now 9-8 on the season. And Carthage now falls to 1-3 in conference play. Elmhurst increases their mark now to 2-1 in conference play, taking 2 out of 3 in this series. Redmond will be on the road early this week. As Carthage will hit the road for a doubleheader. That will be on Tuesday, April 2nd. First pitch, 3 o'clock at Wheaton College, 2 at Wheaton, and then they return home next weekend for a doubleheader Saturday against Milliken and a single game against the Big Blue on Sunday. Saturday's doubleheader here at Augie Schmidt Field will begin at 1 o'clock. Sunday's single game will start at noon. Once again, your final score here from Augie Schmidt Field. The Elmhurst Blue Jays take 2 out of 3 from the Redmen as they defeat Carthage 10-6. Until next weekend, have a great week, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Carthage Baseball here on CarthageLive.edu.